I've been seeing a lot of speculation online about what's going on a deeper level underneath the animosity between Jax Taylor and Tom Sandoval. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different today, and I am literally gonna open up, drop in, and empathically channel what I hear is going on in Jax Taylor's unconscious. I'm gonna open up to Jax's energy. I'm gonna bring in Tom Sandoval, and I'm just gonna see what is Jax really saying. What's the subtext of what Jax really wants to say to Tom Sandoval? So let's try this. Yeah, so what I'm hearing is fuck you for not taking my side. Fuck you for not taking my fucking side. That's what I'm hearing from Jax to Tom Sandoval. And so when I drop into this, what I get off this is that this animosity between them is all about last season. I think that this is about Jax had it out for James Kennedy last season, if you recall. He just wanted to go in on James, and Tom Sandoval wasn't having any of it. And I think that's what I'm picking up on when I say fuck you for not taking my side. Let's sort of take a moment. What I want to do now is drop into Jax and see what he's subtextually saying to James Kennedy, because he had so much fire and heat towards James Kennedy last season. So I think this might be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna take you down. I'm going to fucking take you down. I am going to take you down. And what I'm feeling in my body when I say this is so much hatred, anger, and aggression in my pelvis and in my thighs. It is just this energy of blame. And so when I feel into it, like what I get off this is that basically Jax Taylor is someone who has a ton of anger, cruelty, and aggression inside of him. And I think he doesn't want to take responsibility for it, right? He doesn't want to feel it. And so I think what he does is he finds someone like James where he can just put all that hatred, all that aggression, all that anger. He can blame him. He can make everything James's fault. You're the bad guy, James. You're the shithead, James. So you deserve to get my cruelty. You deserve to get my anger. So what happens is Jax has this sort of like reason, an excuse to express this anger and this violence that's inside of him, because he's vilifying James and making him the bad guy. So because James deserves his anger, Jax has like kind of a free hall pass to get deep into that anger, to let it out and to let it feel good. And he doesn't really have to deal with it in terms of real self-responsibility, because he's making it all about James. It's all about you. It's all about you. I'm gonna take you down. It's gonna feel so fucking good. I get to fucking avoid myself. You're the shithead, not me. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, right? So that's what he was doing to James last season, okay? What happens is someone like Tom Sandoval comes into the picture and basically says, Jax, like, I'm not co-signing this with you. I'm not jumping on this bandwagon. I'm not going to be in your little Lord of the Flies melodrama where we're all going to gang up on one guy. Like, I'm basically coming in and I'm short-circuiting this flow of anger. And so what happens for someone like Jax when his anger suddenly doesn't have permission just to flow towards James, instead it hits up against Tom, Jax suddenly has to deal with the anger that he's been trying to avoid in himself, right? So Tom's standing there kind of like, I'm getting in the way of the free flow of your anger. I'm getting in the way of like the pleasure you're taking in this cruelty towards James. And so what happens for Jax is that anger then has to get redirected towards Tom. And instead of going towards James, the anger suddenly becomes, fuck you for not taking my side. Fuck you for not taking my side. Fuck you for making me feel this. And I think for Jax, there's something in there too about fuck you for betraying me, which is interesting. I think that's interesting. Fuck you for betraying me. Almost like there's this feeling of like, we have an agreement, Tom, and you're not living by the agreement. So fuck you for betraying me. Fuck you for not taking my side. And fuck you for making me feel this. And so what happens is Tom now becomes the bad guy. And I feel like you see that already in the season where Jax is just looking for reason after reason after reason after reason to be pissed at Tom, even when it doesn't make sense. Like, we've seen him on the show be like, well, you didn't contact me, you know, and Tom is like, dude, I've got the text messages right here. And Jax is like, oh yeah, I guess you did. You know, but he's not putting two and two together of like, well, okay, I just got mad at you for something you didn't actually do. He just kind of brushes it aside. I think Jax wants to find a reason to be mad at Tom simply because he feels so angry and betrayed that Tom did not take his side last season. And on a deeper level, Tom not taking his side meant that Jax had to then deal with his own anger, which he doesn't want to do. So instead, he's going to redirect it towards Tom now. Let's just keep going with this for a moment, and I'm going to kind of drop in and see what Jax has to say towards Brittany. Oh, fuck you, you owe me. Fuck you, you owe me. You owe me, Brittany. Fuck you, you owe me. I've given you everything. I have given you everything. You owe me. You should be bowing at my feet. And the fact that I have to like play the emasculated, like small, nice guy to you pisses me the fuck off. Because what I really believe is that I brought you into this life. I brought you onto the show. I brought you out of Kentucky. I gave you everything you fucking wanted. You owe me. And now I have to pretend like I don't feel that you fucking owe me. And that pisses me off. You know, it's interesting to feel that. Maybe that's also part of why he was so angry at James last season. Like maybe I'm suddenly getting the feeling like there's this deep agitation in Jax. Like there's this bind he's in. Like he wants like the story of the marriage. He wants the bride. He wants Brittany, but you can hear it, right? There's like a bind that he's in because his ego actually feels Brittany owes him everything. But Jax is smart enough to know he can't own that consciously. You know, he's created a scenario where like Brittany is like the amazing bride, you know, and he's like the guy who's like on his best behavior now. And I think on some level that pisses him off so much. So much. This was fun. I feel like I want to do more. Let me know if you guys want more of these. I think it's fun to kind of drop in and see what the characters, the cast members are saying to each other. And if there's anyone you want to know specifically about, let me know.